Does this get fixed with ice or heat?
Ice now, heat later.
Number 10. Peter is attacked by a Spitbull.
You kids switch places with your dad and me. For the next week, you'll be the parents and we'll be the kids.
High school can be a tough time, particularly if you find yourself on the wrong side of a nasty bully. Peter and Lois find this out the hard way in this episode after switching places with Chris and Meg. In this hilarious clip, Peter recounts how he was hit with a new form of spitball during class.
In my day, it was even worse. I got pegged by a new form of spitball.
The cutaway reveals a student spitting a full-sized bull at Peter, which crushes him and trashes the classroom. Naturally, the bully calls Peter a faker while he lies on the floor, bloody and beaten.
Hey, get up, you faker. It's just a spitball.
Number 9. Peter dances the dance of life.
That's it. Peter, you're suffocating me with your jealousy. I can't take it anymore.
Peter isn't exactly the most nimble guy, and although he has executed some impressive dance numbers in the past, few would describe him as light on his feet. During this particular disagreement with Lois, Peter spouts several lines of nonsense before asking her to dance the dance of life with him.
Embrace the fear. Dance with me, Lois. Dance the dance of life.
Naturally, the dance of life involves tripping over a table and falling headfirst into a china cabinet, which proceeds to break and fall on top of his motionless body. From twinkle toes to serious bodily woes, it's the sort of quick calamity that's sure to elicit surprised laughs from the audience.
Yeah, maybe you should call that marriage counselor.
Number 8. Peter uses his razor blade fan.
Well, I never was very good at building things. Like that time I built that handmade electric razor.
For whatever reason, Peter seems to have an unhealthy obsession with razor blade-based inventions. Who could forget the deeply unsettling and wildly ineffective razor blade comb? Though the competition might be steep, it's his razor blade fan that earns a spot on this list. Looking to save some time in the morning, Peter attaches several razor blades to an ordinary desk fan.
By gluing many razor blades to this ordinary desk fan, I'll save time in my morning routine.
Luckily, the scene cuts away before we get to see the damage, although we see the consequences in the form of several spatters of blood on the window. Classic Peter.
Lois, I done it again.
Number 7. Peter plus fireworks equals 4 fingers.
Quagmire, check it out.
Fireworks need to be handled with care. They're also a great way to land yourself in the emergency room with burns, or worse. In Peter's case, it's most definitely worse. He attaches 10 M80s together and lights them, but decides to give his invention an awesome name before putting them down.
I call it Peter Griffin's Bunker Bustin' Mega Ultra Super... Holy crap!
He takes far too long, however, and the fireworks explode, causing him to lose all the fingers on his right hand. Stewie's nonchalant reaction absolutely makes this moment, while also giving viewers an indication as to how often this type of thing happens at the Griffin household.
You know, no huge hurry, but I'm sort of out of juice over here. Bone dry.
Number 6. Peter's homemade water slide gone wrong.
Brian, check it out. I made a water slide in the house.
For whatever reason, Peter seems to have a problem with the stairs in his house. In one classic episode, he repeatedly falls down them, unleashing a tirade of curse words on his way down. But for this one, we're going all the way back to season 4. Peter tries to make a water slide in his house by using the hose to flood the stairs. His attempt to slide down goes hilariously wrong, as he falls headfirst into the wall, seriously injuring his arm. Although the principle of Brian's response makes sense, it doesn't seem like Peter has learned anything from his stunts over the years.
I'm not going to call the hospital because you won't learn anything if I do.
Number 5. Peter performs the roof shopping cart stunt.
Peter, what are you boys doing up there?
One of the things Family Guy does best is parody pop culture. Considering the antics Peter and his friends get up to, it only makes sense that they parody the Jackass films at some point. In one particular stunt, Peter sits in a shopping cart on his roof, until he's released by Quagmire and Cleveland. He smashes into the ground, and when he stands up, we see the horrific neck injury he suffered in the fall. Thank goodness for Cleveland and his knowledge of ice and heat pain relief.
Does this get fixed with ice or heat?
Ice now, heat later.
Number 4. Peter dives into a pool of money.
I just bought a giant room full of gold coins, and I'm gonna dive into it like Scrooge McDuck.
Who hasn't envisioned themselves diving into a giant pool of gold coins? Peter finally gets to do his best Scrooge McDuck impression after the Griffins win the lottery, when, equipped with his striped one-piece bathing suit, he dives in without a second thought. Of course, he soon learns that the laws of physics in Family Guy are less flexible than those in the DuckTales universe. He suffers extensive injuries upon impact, including a bone protruding from his right leg. While screaming in pain, he hilariously explains to the audience the science behind his mistake. A pile of solid coins will never act like a liquid.
It's not a liquid! It's a great many pieces of solid matter that form a hard floor-like surface!
Number 3. Peter's skydiving accident.
Get off my plane! Get off my plane! Get off my plane!
Attempting to spice up their boring lives, Peter and his friends decide to go skydiving. Peter soon becomes obsessed with it, and although most of his jumps end with him landing on someone, he makes it his hobby. On one jump, Peter gets a little too cocky and begins reciting a spoken word poem. This distracts him, and he fails to open his parachute in time.
Am I falling, or am I flying? Am I living, or am I dying? O Great Spirit, free me from the bonds of gravity and criticism. Deliver me from my greatest enemy.
He brutally impales himself on top of the Eiffel Tower in Las Vegas, where, for his trouble, he is heckled by a bystander below.
Hey, look at that douchebag who got stabbed in the butt!
Ah, crap, I'm in Vegas.
Number 2. Peter fights Ernie the giant chicken.
Oh, God, buddy, I'm sorry. You okay?
Peter and Ernie the giant chicken have engaged in some serious tussles over the years, but none quite like this one. After accidentally backing his car into the front end of Ernie's, the pair throws down in a fight scene that lasts over 5 minutes. Highlights of the scuffle include them time-traveling to the Old West, cloning themselves, and fighting on top of the DeLorean at one point. Although severely injured, Peter finally gets the best of Ernie, kicking him off the crane to his death. Or so it would seem. As Peter dramatically walks towards the horizon, a roasted Ernie opens his eyes. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Shut me down, eh? Well, you'll have to catch me first. Oh boy. Okay.
Number 1. Peter hurts his knee.
Take a drink and you'll sink to a state of pure inebriation.
One of the most iconic scenes in the entire series, this clip is Family Guy to a T. In a parody of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Peter finds the last silver scroll and immediately runs all the way home a la Charlie Bucket. He trips and falls in front of his house, however, and moans while clutching his kneecap, over and over and over again. A hilarious parody, and a joke that goes on for so long that it becomes unfunny and funny again at the same time. This is without a doubt one of the funniest Family Guy running gags, as well as the funniest Peter Griffin injury, which is funny because it's also the most minor.
Ah!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.